Well, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning, daylight savings time. So beautiful. An extra hour of sleep. I love it. I was up late canning last night. Canned some of the acorn squash and a pumpkin. So that was a longer process than I thought. I'd never canned it before. So I decided to try it. So I did 2 squash and 1 pumpkin, and I yielded 15 pints. So I was pretty excited about that. The night before, it was Shabbat, but I decided to work on a little project I'd been wanting to do. Look at all of our beautiful snow has disappeared. That's my pile of wood chips off there in the distance. That I still need to get to the backyard. It's just too cold today. So I'm going to take you into my kitchen here. So there's my beautiful pumpkin and acorn squash. And then I did 15 pints of butter. So I'd never heard of canning butter before. Super simple though. Essentially, melt the butter down. Get good butter. Melt it down in a pot. Take your canning jars that you want to put them in, quarts. Wide mouth is probably the best, simply because of getting like everything out when it gets towards the bottom. Then you heat the jars up in the oven by themselves. Heat the rings up. Heat all the rings up, and then boil the lids. And so then I took the jars out, set them down, and as I added the butter actually boiled because the jars were so hot. I baked them at 350 for about 20-25 minutes. I basically put them in when I started the butter, and as long as it took for me to get the butter melted plus get it really warm, well, it was hot. I didn't boil it, but I wanted it to be almost bubbling. Then I poured it in. So it took about 20-25 minutes, thereabouts. And then you pour the butter in, you put the lids on, you put the rings on, and you just gently, shake them every so often so that it doesn't separate. This started pretty good. I don't know if you can see there's a tiny bit of separation at the bottom. It took a while for them to harden up, so I'd gone to bed. So when I woke up yesterday morning for church, the butter had separated just a little bit. So, so I got 15 pints. Don't have to be refrigerated. Open them as you use them. As you use them, put them in the fridge, of course. But it's solid. You can see there's no liquid in there. Yeah, and then these are my squash. So I just learned recently you do not put the jars away with the rings on. That way, if it spoils, the gases will pop the lid off, then rather than eating something that's bad. So I went through and pulled them all off, so I've got a gazillion lids. But I just want to give a quick update. The pumpkin and the squash, you basically peel them, cube them, pack them as tight as you can into the jars, add water, put the lids on, and I pressure canned it at about 17 to 18 I did 65 minutes just to be safe. And essentially I have cooked pumpkin or acorn squash whenever I want it. I just take it out and I can add it to whatever. It's cooked, it's soft. I don't have to bake it and scrape it and blend it and do all that stuff that you normally have to do when you're trying to get pumpkin or acorn puree. So looking forward to some acorn squash puree soup tonight. That'll be good. I'll add some garlic from the garden that I got this year. Maybe some onions, some celery, and some, at the end when it's all done, add a little homegrown chicken. So I hope everybody is having a blessed Sunday. It's cold and chilly here. Probably in the 20s, maybe the 30s. Most of our snow melted yesterday. We had 40-degree temps, which was awesome. Everybody survived. They didn't like the snow, but they survived it, and it was all good. So hope to be able to do some more videos more frequently. Got a new job where I get to work part-time now again, so that's awesome. Constantly dwindling down my expenses. I just paid off my truck that I bought when I moved here 5 years ago. I wanted to give a little tip on anybody that might have DirecTV. So I still have cable TV. I've been a customer since about 2010, so 7 years. And I basically had the minimal package that you can have. I was paying $80 a month, 85 actually. And it seemed like every so often it would just jump up in price and I'd end up paying, $5, $10 more. So I got a little frustrated by that. And I had ordered these HD TV antennas. And I could get a few channels. And I was like, well, for the sacrifice of, basically not having a cable bill, they were like $29 each. I thought I'd buy them and try them, one for each TV I have in the house. Essentially, I just called DirecTV and I was going to cancel my bill. So I called to talk to the rep, said I want to cancel. She's like, why? And I told her, well, she did a little digging. She said, you're entitled to a loyalty discount. You've been a customer for, years. I got $40 or $30 knocked off my bill. I canceled a few other things. I essentially have now a $40 a month cable bill. So it went from 85 to 40. So I highly recommend if anybody has DirecTV and you want a discount, call, threaten to cancel, ask for a loyalty discount and see what they can do. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.